Infrastructural work on Moliniere Land project could begin in the coming month. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, May 4th, 2022, I am Christian Mitchell. Infrastructural work on the Moliniere Landslip Restoration Project could begin next month. That's according to Minister for Infrastructure Development, Honorable Norland Cox. It will cost the government in excess of 10 million EC dollars to correct the slippage. The road was closed in December 2019 following extensive deterioration. The closure has resulted in traffic being rerouted through Mount Morris. About 2 weeks ago, a meeting was held with residents to update them on the plans to begin work, and the consultants also provided a technical update on the benefits of the project. During the government's weekly post-cabinet press briefing, Senator Cox said contract arrangements are being finalized for the work to begin.
This project is part of the Western Corridor, in essence, in that the restoration will help and aid significantly in the implementation of the Western Corridor project. Hence the reason why we are implementing the landslip now, while we are doing the additional work on the corridor. And that project is the 26-kilometer project, 26-kilometer project that stems from the stadium, National Stadium, to Waltham in St. Mark's.
The contract was awarded to the St. Lucia-based OECS company, Construction and Industrial Equipment Limited. The infrastructure minister says 6 local construction companies picked up tender documents, but only 2 submitted final documents for consideration.
We have a minimum requirement to tender projects for 6 weeks, projects of that nature. The minimum requirement is 6 weeks. It must be tendered openly, which was done through our page and of website and other areas for publicly. We had 13 companies expressing interest, meaning 13 companies picked up tender documents, and only I think 6 returned tender documents. We had regional companies from Trinidad, St. Lucia, Barbados. I think those are the 3 countries that submitted. So when those tenders come in, we have our consultant firm who is managing that process, that is best on. They open those tender documents, and then you have what you call an evaluation process. Evaluation is done based on technical capacities. Evaluation is also done on financial capacity. And also evaluation is done on your response, whether your bid is responsive. So a number of the bids that was submitted were not responsive, meaning that significant information that was required as part of the tender documents was not submitted. Like, for example, if you were supposing to submit financials and you didn't submit all, that will be flagged. A number of things that you have to submit experience. If you have to submit evidence of experience of doing work of that nature, if you didn't submit those, you're going to be flagged for those.
Meanwhile, work is progressing within schedule on the construction of 3,000 feet of asphalt bypass road at Mount Kuma. The road is being constructed to allow for an ease in traffic due to the land slippage at Moliniere and the pressure that has since been created on the Mount Morris Road. Minister for Infrastructure Development, Senator Norland Cox, says his government is pleased with the quality of work that is being done on the site.
Currently, the bridge, that connects on the Grenville Vale end is about 70% complete. And the contractor is engaged in precasting the slipper drains, curbs, and also box drains. And concrete pavement is already started casting. So it is moving along nicely. So within the next 90 days or less, we expect this project to be completed and for persons to use that new roadway. It's a beautiful project. The work is being done by Gilbert and partners. It's excellent work that is taking place there.
The project entails construction of box and slipper drains, a retaining wall along the bridge that will connect to the Grenville Vale end. Continuing the news, latest data from the Ministry of Health reveals the number of positive COVID-19 cases have crossed the 100 mark for a single day. Data from the ministry's May 3rd dashboard shows that 177 positive cases were recorded from 637 tests conducted on Tuesday. This brings the total number of positive cases in the country to 535. The cumulative death toll stands at 220. While regulations were removed on April 4th, the Ministry of Health continues to urge people to exercise personal responsibility for their health. It says this is even more urgent in the face of the increased social activities. Stay with us. The news will continue after the break.
Prices rising. Customers are screaming, wondering how they can stretch their dollar. Can their central banks improve their buying power? Your central bank weighs in on the next Caribbean Economic Forum entitled How Can Central Banks Fight Inflation? Our guests from Barbados, Mr. Clavison Haynes, Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados. From Jamaica, Mr. Richard Wells, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, and Caribbean economist and economic advisor, Ms. Marla Ducoran. I'm your host, Tony Thorne. Join the Caribbean Economic Forum on Thursday, May the 5th at 8 p.m. Barbados time, 7 p.m. Jamaica time to learn how we can deal with inflation. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. Just over a week after Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell called for annual dialogue between America policymakers and Caribbean leaders, the U.S. Vice President has confirmed that there will be an annual meeting. When he spoke at the recent Caribbean Financial Access Roundtable in Barbados, Dr. Mitchell welcomed the proposal by Congresswoman Maxine Waters for an annual U.S. Caribbean Banking Forum, but stressed the need for a broader annual initiative with U.S. policymakers. Dr. Mitchell therefore welcomed the assurance from Vice President Kamala Harris on Friday that the United States is committed to tackling current challenges together with the region. In her opening remarks at the virtual U.S. Caribbean leaders meeting, the Vice President stated that as a demonstration of this commitment, the current administration will make the engagement an annual one to further strengthen the economic partnership between the United States and the Caribbean. Dr. Mitchell said, however, that it is important to ensure more worthwhile outcomes from such engagements and appropriate follow-up action.
I do want to make this point. I have had the opportunity and many of the leaders to meet with presidents, vice president of the United States over the years. And we have had excellent discussion. We met with Vice President Biden in Trinidad years ago. I met with President Bush several times, President Clinton, with Marilyn Albright, three of us, speaking on issues related to the region. And after those meetings, Vice President, we felt good that something good is going to come our way. But the result has not been very positive indeed. We have felt, in many cases, feel abandoned by friends, because we know in the United States, for example, most of our citizens vote solidly in one direction politically in the United States, but we have not seen the benefit. So hearing you speak about an understanding that we have not been treated as well as we should have, I think it's a good admittance, but I certainly want to look forward to that sort of ongoing discussions and serious actions that can lead to the kind of situation that we believe that the Caribbean countries will be looking at.
The Grenadian leader suggested that the United States help to provide empowerment opportunities for Caribbean nationals by investing in areas such as education and science and technology.
All the citizens of the Caribbean looking for is opportunities, and we believe the United States can help us by investing in some of the key issues, education, science and technology. The technology is so key to our development because our young people, they have the talent, they have the skills, but what they lack is the resources. So what we need is the opportunities. So I hope and pray, and I'm saying again, I like the line, that you're going to see us every year. I love that. That sounds like music to the ears. And I certainly look forward. I was very happy. Maxine Waters came to Barbados. And it's the first time we've seen a delegation from the Congress. Because we understand the system in the United States, how it works. The presidency and the vice presidency is one thing, but you have the Congress, you have the Senate. So we understand. So having these different bodies engaging us, we think is absolutely crucial.
The engagements with the U.S. Vice President focus on three areas: economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, security cooperation, and climate resilience and energy security. Dr. Mitchell noted that the impact of the pandemic has been devastating, delivering a near knockout punch to many islands. However, he made the point that the United States and other developed countries can play a significant role in the recovery process by making more development financing available through grants and highly concessional loans. And finally, in the news, after a 2-year break due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, Spice Mass was officially launched at the National Cricket Stadium on Friday evening. The launch had representation from Mass, Pan, Calypso, and Soca. Happy that we have reached this juncture, Culture Minister Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford warned, however, that while conventional wisdom dictates that we must learn to live with COVID-19, we should not ignore the fact that the virus is still among us.
Should there be a surge in cases, we may need to adjust the plans for Spice Mass as necessary. This includes canceling Carnival in the national interest if the risk is high enough to warrant such. As a government, we must do what we can to protect the citizens of this country, because protecting lives and sustaining livelihoods is of utmost importance to us.
She urged the stakeholders to work with the SMC to realize its objective of executing a product that will stand out in the region and internationally as one of the best summer festivals.
Carnival, our main cultural festival, it is an expression of our cultural heritage. It is a time of the year when the stakeholders of Mass, Pan, Calypso, and Soca showcase their craft, and we get to appreciate how creative we are as a people. Also, during that period, Carnival enthusiasts at home and abroad get an opportunity to enjoy our culture to the fullest. What is noteworthy is the impact of Carnival on the economy, which is tremendous and must not be understated.
Chairman of the SMC, Ambassador Arlie Gill, reiterated the minister's sentiments of the plans to create a product that is of exceptionally high quality.
This year, as we return with Spice Mass, one can expect mass portrayals as never seen before, still band music with the pan players, with the energy and the vibes as never seen before. Calypsonians and soca artists producing music, musicians making music, releasing that energy that we had for the past 2 years somewhere inside of us. Spice Mass, this year we want to create a platform whereby over the next 3 to 5 years, we can create a carnival here in Grenada that is nothing short of world class.
The launch also showcased the 7 Queen contestants who will be vying for the coveted crown on Majestic Wednesday, July 27th at the Spice Basket. That story brings us to the end of the National Report for today, Wednesday, May 4th, 2022. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Chris Mitchell saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.